Hey, welcome to Wrenching to Race. It is the start of the 2022 season and we've got a lot of work to do. I'm going to be working on the GTI today. I'm going to start rewiring the dashboard and most of the electronic stuff in RAD, which is pretty simple. There's probably 10 wires in the whole car, maybe a little more. But there's only about 6 switches and 3 relays, so it's very minimal. I doubt I'll get finished today. I have a short day, but we're gonna see what we could do. I'll show you a couple things that I've been working on. This here is the full-size template of our new sort of instrument cluster control panel that will be mounted to the right of the dashboard. And on it you see we've got oil pressure, oil temp, coolant temp, voltage, fuel, air fuel ratio, and the center switch panel and the fire pole. So here is the beginning of the mock-up. This is 1/8 inch aluminum, and I used a Mittler Brother 2 1/16 hole punch to punch the gauges, and I used the template to mark off the centers of the gauges, transferred it onto this, punched it this morning, and now I'm just propagating it with the gauges. I don't think I'm going to put in our switch panel, which we got from Quick Car, which is pretty dope. But what I'm going to try and do is run the wires for the gauges and get those going to a central location where we can run power to them, and then we'll have grounds also going to a central location, which we have for that. Okay, so to run the power from all the gauges, I'm going to plug it into this. This has a power line, this will receive 12 volt, and then every gauge will have its own separate quarter 20 screw, and I'll probably use a ring connector for that. That'll go on one side. So all the wires, all the positive wires will go over here and then over to there, and then I have the same thing for the ground. All the grounds will be centrally located to the opposite side of the gauges, and right there is where I'll ground everything to. So I'll run all the grounds this way over to that one, and then we should have power and ground all the gauges. And then when I get in the car, I'll start running the sending wires for all the gauges to the gauges. So whatever we need for ground we've got, whatever we need for power we've got. We only have I think maybe it's these two. These two are the only gauges that have lights, power and ground for lights. This has its own power and ground, so that will be lit up. But this is the most important one, which for now we're not running any night races. So I'm going to just be doing some wiring and crimping, and it's not very exciting. So stay tuned. All right, so it doesn't look like anything was done in here, but we rerouted the starter wire, which is this very large red wire going up to the 4-post kill switch. Got that wired up, a new crimp put on that with the new crimp tool. We're going to start getting all these wires sorted, but before we do that, we needed to get the gauge panel wired. And I scribed, before I turn it over, I scribed the marks where I'm going to cut out this square for that panel. So next time I'll be doing that, and for kicks I'll show you what we did here. So we have the negative ground here. We've got all the grounding wires that are going to run to there. We've got the positive 12 volt power, all the power wires from the gauges going there. And then for all the gauges that have the sending wires, those are in the car right there, and we'll go to those. So we got those to do, and we have a lot of crimps, a lot of heat shrinks, a lot of tools out. Good thing John's not going to be home for a while. Stay tuned. Keep liking and subscribing. please send us positive vibes. I think that's what we need most. Thanks.